Well, I'm really impressed because when I left Alton Broad this morning, alright, initially it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, but then I went to moor up at the pontoon moorings there, and then I went back to bed, and then I got up late, and da la la la. Well, I really thought that to go from Alton Broad to Brundle would be, you know, really tiring, huge, long, horrible journey. But it's 3 o'clock, and in front of me is the Coldham Hall pub, and that means basically Brundle. And I didn't leave Alton Broad till, I don't know, 11:15. Plus I had to go part of the way against the tide. So yeah, I've just really had no idea, no plan, no looking at anything, distance calculations, nothing at all. I just left, and I decided we're not going to go to Beccles or anything, we're going to come down here. So that really works out really nicely, because it means that by the time I get there, I suppose it's going to be about 3:30 maybe. That's just sort of mid-afternoon, so I've come a nice long way. I don't have to be worried tomorrow about, you know, I don't have to go back north tomorrow, but if I do go back north tomorrow, the tide window is like late afternoon, 4 o'clock. So yeah, I'm really pleased I came down to the Southern Rivers again. I don't think I could have like a week now just on the Northern Rivers, because I'd just be going over ground all the time. It depends who I'm with. Like if I'm with Sheila, that's quite easy because she doesn't really like the whole long going along business. She'll much prefer to go somewhere where there's something, and then we'll just chill out. Like she really likes going to Ferry House Broad and walking around there and having a barbecue and stuff. And so if she'd come today, she'd probably be saying, where are we going, how long is it, what's there when we get there? And I'd say, it's the Ferry House at Surlingham. The what? Where you had that really nice meal that you couldn't eat because there was so much of it. Oh, and then suddenly it'll be all alright. I've never been to this place here, the Coldham Hall. I know, what, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was a fire. But the reviews I've read about it range from really lovely, amazing to, yeah, it's alright, nothing wrong with it. And so Alphacraft, what is going on with Alphacraft? Dun dun dun. There was rumours in the forums that Alphacraft weren't doing too well. Loads of their boats were up for sale. Bridgecraft at Acle took 2 of them. Then they sort of, people say, don't can't discuss things, it's rumours, it's bad for business, blah blah blah. So everybody was like, okay, we won't discuss anything, shh. And then so all of a sudden people that had their holidays booked with them through Ho season started getting phone calls saying, dear Mr. Smith, you know your holiday with Alphacraft has been cancelled. Would you like a refund, or basically, you know, be put on another boat from another boatyard? So then everybody was like, oh god, well that's it, they are going under. But then all of the boats that were up for sale stopped being up for sale, and then some clever detective person went and did a company house search and found that there's like Alphacraft 2016 Limited, and it's like, does that mean that there's going to be some new thing? I'd like to think so. I hope so. Been through an awful lot of issues, Alphacraft. So I for one hope they come back stronger than ever. Maybe it just needs less boats, new business plan, new ideas, who knows, but I just know what I read, and I prefer to look at stuff and make my own conclusions. So if you want to do the same, go right ahead. While I'm talking about Brundle, what a shame that Brundle is basically one big car park of posh boats. What I mean by that is that I wish there was some way that you could sort of have, I don't know, some public moorings that are just like easily accessible on the riverfront, because it looks fascinating. It looks great when you're going past. It's like there's all these sort of interesting architecture with the homes. That one's just sold recently, that big blue one. And then you've got these sort of posher chalets, the sort of big daddies of the ones that you get on the Thurn as you go into Potter Heigham. And naturally, lots and lots of broom boats around. Although there's a Fairline Turbo 36 and a nice little Princess 32 coming up. But it's like you want to kind of stop and walk around, and there's a train station at Brundle and you can't really. Yes, there's broom boats and they're hiring again, and I suppose you could stop there if there wasn't, you know, much going on, and there's other boat yards. But I mean, on the front, it's just a shame there isn't a mooring where you can just sort of stop off, or something there, you know, a shop, a pub. There is the air, but you know what I mean, it's just like there's all this, obviously a great deal of money tied up, literally tied up round here, and you'd expect there to be, like, I don't know, some nice seafood restaurant on the river's edge, and you could have a nice meal with nice sort of moorings outside or something. I mean, it's a great vista. You've got all of the wide river here and lovely views, and yet it's just a bit of posh chalets, and lots of posh chalets. This is the Riverside Estate, by the way. And it's behind here where there used to be so many of those lost southern boatyards, you know, literally next door to each other, one after the other. just around the next bend and we will be at the pub, and so ready for mooring. So the pre-arrival checklist, life jacket on, check the ropes are really easy to just grab and get off the boat with, open the doors so there's no delay in opening them and stuff. But yeah, it's been a really lovely cruise. It is, I said we'd probably get there about 3:30. It's 3:28 at the moment, so almost bang on with that, and that's having a little poke into Rockland and out, and Bargate and out as well. But it really is a lovely day, and it's been a really nice cruise. So I'm outside the Ferry House here at Surlingham, and I initially thought I wasn't going to be able to moor because there was all caution tape along the moorings for the side-on ones. But I noticed that the sign simply said, you may moor here, but at your own risk. So I thought, well, I'll take my own risk and I'll moor here, thank you very much. So I moored side-on. A group of lads off a couple of Freedom boats took my ropes and helped me. One tip though, if anyone ever offers to help you moor up and they say, oh, chuck your rope over mate, and you chuck your rope over and they go and check they know what they're doing with the knots afterwards, because I thought, well, I better just go and check, and yeah, it was just basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 round the post and left, no actual knot. So I also don't really like mooring to round posts because knots can slip off of them. So what I've done is use a rond anchor at the rear of the boat and a square post that was there at the front of the boat. So you can see the rond anchor here and the warning tape that I initially thought was, you know, stay away, keep back kind of thing. The key heading here is actually not in too bad a nick. It's the earth behind it when you take a sort of leap of faith off the boat and you land in what is undoubtedly Norfolk's most boggiest, softest, gloopiest wet mud that you can imagine in your trainers, which was lovely. Considering me, the height of this freeboard and my weight, I went in like a good one, just slog. I was like, oh. So just spent a while cleaning off my shoes and mopping up the back of the boat. In the summertime, this is a very popular mooring for fishermen over there. They'll come in their cars, park up and fish. So you often see when you're moored up here that people are over there fishing. I suppose if you had a dinghy and the pub was full, you could row across, but you'd have to time it right, because otherwise the tide can run here not really fast, but you know, you'd soon know about it if you were trying to row across and the tide was running in either direction. But this is the vista here. It's just a lovely quiet mooring, lovely end to a lovely day. And it's such a sort of funny little pub, sort of all falling down, sort of leaning to one side feel. So that's it guys, that's the end of today's blog. Tomorrow, I do think we're probably going to be heading back north. There are a few things, as I said, I wanted to try and do. But it is lovely down here, isn't it? It's lovely and quiet down here. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I don't have to make my mind up straight away. There's plenty of time to consider things. It's not until 4 PM, the low tide at Yarmouth. So I'll keep my options open. We might well do another day like today where I get going and say I don't know where we're going and we decide while we're underway. But as ever, we got a bit more outdoor filming done today, which is good. So I have no idea how any of this turned out. A couple of the camera batteries now are a bit flaky, so I need to start looking at spending money on batteries, and also I want to get a better couple of action cameras that have got more features. Steady shot would be good, and longer battery life, so I can at least have stick it and press record and maybe get an hour and a half of footage, 2 hours or something, you know, out of them, instead of 15-20 minutes, which is what I'm getting between charges at the time being with the current cameras I've got, especially this SJ4000 jobby here. Really, you need to keep putting it on charge for any length of time. But that's all technical camera-y stuff. But thanks for watching, and until tomorrow, more as it happens.